What's happening, everyone? Back today with yet another video for you guys. Again, just whenever I find a bit of time, I will jump on here to talk about a few records. Today I thought I would kind of theme it instead of kind of just showing you a few records. Granted, yesterday's was kind of unintentionally themed. I thought I would have a look at a few EPs, a 7-inch record, and potentially a demo, I can't remember. But yeah, I thought I would appreciate some of the kind of shorter releases that I've got in my record collection. First of all, by the way, I've got a cold, so if you hear me sniffling on, apologies, I guess. It's going to be gross. Yeah, might be a bit of a long one. Yeah, first album that I want to talk about is, of course, what we've got going on in the background. This is Sweden's Kraft, with their third full-length album, I believe, entitled Fuck the Universe. This is kind of their bridge between the first two kind of straightforward, very riffy black metal albums, Terror Propaganda and Total Soul Rape, and their kind of more experimental stuff that they would come out with later. So after this one there was Void, and then White Noise and Black Metal, which is the worst fucking album title I've heard in a while. But yeah, this one kind of has a bit of both kind of styles in there. So there is a lot of kind of riffy, riff-heavy work on this thing. Absolutely fantastic again. It's stuff that makes you want to scrunch your face up. It's almost laughably good. You can't help but smile when these riffs kind of come out of the woodwork. But they've also got these kind of unconventional kind of timings. The drumming's very unusual as well. There's lots of kind of build-up to a lot of these tracks on here. It seems like a kind of very atmospheric piece that was very kind of purposeful and basically, purposefully written just to kind of build and build and build until you reach that peak pinnacle kind of guitar riff at the end of it. This is definitely not my favourite work of theirs, but I do enjoy it from time to time. If you quite like the sound of the kind of more unusual, unconventional kind of style, this one is going to be a winner for sure. There are some fucking killer moments on this. Incredibly well written. Love this band. Kraft, fuck the universe. Splendid shit. The first album that I want to talk about will probably be the one that ends up in the thumbnail. This is Denver, Colorado's Blood Incantation, probably the most well-known band out of Denver, Colorado, with their debut EP entitled Interdimensional Extinction. So this is 16 minutes of their kind of proggy, technical, spacey, cosmic death metal, whatever you want to call it. Incredibly atmospheric. As it's such a fleeting release, it's surprising how much kind of atmosphere goes into this and how many kind of ambient passages go into this. Blood Incantation have always been a band that kind of likes to indulge in the slower, more kind of brooding sort of sections, but this just introduces you fully to their sound. They had a couple of splits before this, I believe, and potentially one or two demos. But yeah, this one just kind of put them on the map for everybody, introduced everyone to that ridiculous logo which says piss all, even though I know exactly what it says. Yeah, this is just modern death metal done perfectly. They combine kind of elements taken from like Time Ghoul and Demolic, the kind of weird elements, but kind of mesh them together to create like a really, really exquisite kind of mishmash of sounds. Front cover there shows basically Saturn, but the rings are made out of skulls, which is fucking cool. I absolutely love that. And as I say, ridiculous logo that we all know and love at this point. On the back there, you've got the track listing, picture of the band, and you've got the logo yet again. This one was put out through Dark Descent Records. And this one comes on this very nice kind of translucent red. And on the back here, I don't know if I'll be able to show you, so you can kind of see it, is that front cover there kind of etched into the record, which is very, very cool. I love a good etched or screen printed record. So yeah, if you're somehow not familiar with this band at this point, then shame on you, but also start here and then just move through, as you can then kind of see how the band's sounds progressed as they've kind of gone through their career to date. They're a very young band still, but yeah, they put themselves well and truly on the map with this one. That's Blood Incantation, Interdimensional, Extinction. Oh, I just chopped my nose off. This is horrible. The next one is by a band that only was very short-lived. Unfortunately, it's just this is another modern one. Sorry, straightforward death metal out of the US. This is Extremity with their debut EP, Extremely Fucking Dead. Could you sum up a death metal album any better than with that title? Yeah, really, really well-written death metal, basically. So, on here we've got a male and a female vocalist, I believe. So the dude's vocals, I don't know his name, unfortunately. It's the same guy who is incidentally in the band Ulthar, though, so if you're a fan of them, then by all means come back to these, because this is splendid. He's got those kind of gurgly, sort of very low register death growls, and then the female vocals are still on the low register, which is kind of surprising, but they've got a slightly higher twang to them, so that you can kind of hear everything she's saying. She's got a fucking cool voice, and it really, like, the dynamic between the two vocal styles is really, really interesting to listen to. They kind of layer over each other to create like a dual effect, which is really, really cool. Riffs are splendid. Some of the best kind of modern death metal riffs appear on this thing. Their full-length album that came after this just did not have the same effect as this one on me, unfortunately. This is just like I think it's about 22 minutes long, and it's just straight fire from beginning to end. Production is perfect. It's got kind of, they've got kind of a rumbling guitar tone, yet very fast-picked, very, very well played. Riffs are written splendidly. Yeah, if any of that sounds good to you, go and check this thing out. Crepuscular Crescendo and Chalice of Pus would probably be my two favourite tracks on this thing. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Front cover there shows a couple of dead people. Back cover there, you've got some, I don't know, dismembered limbs, I guess, in a pile, which is lovely. And you've got your track listing there. This one was put out through the mighty 20-buck spin. Plain black vinyl for this one. Yeah. This somehow continues to be underappreciated, even in the death metal underground. I really think this one deserves way more praise than it gets. Extremity, extremely fucking dead, extremely fucking good. Excuse me. God damn. If I maintain the same number of subscribers after I've like phlegmed all over this camera, it'll be some sort of miracle. Going down a bit of a different route with this one. I couldn't remember if I'd actually shown this in another video, so I just thought, fuck it, I'll pull it out again and show you guys, because I can't stop talking about this band. You'll probably know what's coming. Out of Germany, this is death rock project Sect, with their latest kind of, I don't know whether to call it a compilation or an EP, but regardless, it's entitled Metanoia Sessions. So this one was described, before I listened to it, as a kind of stripped back compilation of tracks that are kind of more on the minimalist side, much more subtle than their usual death rock work, which results in this being a lot a lot darker. Inmesh's vocals are just kind of the same as he normally does, but they come across as more melancholic with the very, very stripped back instrumentals. The drums are clearly programmed. It doesn't sound like a human's playing them, but they're just kind of there to serve a purpose. They're not meant to be like mind-bending, and there's not meant to be like ridiculous blazing kind of fills on this. It's very, very, very minimalist. The guitar work is awesome, very low tuned, so it's kind of almost got a doom metal sort of sound, but they're played quite quickly and with quite a lot of diversity as well. The hooks on this thing, even though it's quite slow, are undoubtedly some of their best to date. They cling to your mind, really emotive and thought-provoking, and it almost comes across as a bit romantic to me. Tracks like Filth in Every Smile, the very first track, and Thrones, the very second track, they're my two favourite tracks on this thing. They are unbelievably well written. They crush my soul every time I hear them. I just fucking love this project, man. I can't get enough of them. This is undoubtedly one of my favourite bands going at the minute, and Grinning God alongside it, their side project. If you haven't heard these guys, and you fancy something a bit cleaner, but no less kind of miserable and just kind of dark and depressive, please go and check this goddamn thing out, and just check out every piece of work Rope Sect have done to date. I'm hoping for a new full-length album this year, and that is bound to blow my tits off when it arrives, if it arrives. Front cover there shows a guy kind of wrapped up in string. Most of the, in fact, all of their album covers depict some sort of rope or being entangled in something. Yeah, really like that. Obviously, you've got the band name and title on the front there. Back cover, you've got some more rope, which appears to be going around some sort of unspecified body part. I can't really see that, what it is. Track listing at the top, and this was put out through Iron Bonehead Productions. A little bit out of character for Iron Bonehead Productions releasing something like this, but so pleased they found them, goddamn. And this one came on a really nice, like, olive green with black, kind of half and half vinyl. Goes splendidly with that artwork. Love that shit. So yeah, everything this band has done so far, as I say, has been wicked, absolutely spellbinding stuff. It's hypnotic, and it's just kind of, yeah, it puts you in a trance, man. It's so, so good. Rope Sect, Metanoia Sessions. Can't say enough good things about that project. Oh god, let's get through this before I need to tear my throat out. Next up, we've got a relatively new band, I believe, to the black metal scene. This release came out either last year or the year before. Damn my failing fucking brain. I think it might have been last year. Yes, it almost certainly was. So this is 2022. I've made my mind up. I'll correct it in the description if I fucked that, but never mind. Out of Italy, this is Orgrel with the Oath of the Black Wolf. I assume they're paying homage to Beherit. Beherit's the Oath of Black Blood with that album title. This is more of what we came to hear on their debut full-length album, which came out in 2021, I believe. That one was called Red Dragon Invocation, I believe. This is melodic black metal in the sort of Ngwa style, or I'm trying to think of a better kind of comparison, but off the top of my head, I am failing. This is really kind of, it's definitely more on the kind of blackened side, so there's nothing kind of as pretty as anything like Dissection ever did, for example. This one is more kind of raspy, kind of fast-paced, lots of thrashy elements to this. The vocals are fucking awesome, I love them, they're kind of almost howled, You know I love that kind of unhinged shit. I just want to hear people in fucking pain on these albums. Yeah, just a riff lover's dream, to be honest. They don't write bad riffs. The snare sounds so kind of prominent. The production's perfect. Nothing's too clean, but you can kind of hear everything that's going on. It's just got that kind of raw, kind of vampiric edge that I just fucking love with this kind of stuff. Front cover there shows a wolf on horseback with like a Transylvanian looking castle in the background with the moon looking spectacular. Yeah, very cool, love that. Back cover, very minimalist. You got the logo up top there with the 3 tracks on here. Yeah, splendid stuff. If you like kind of if you like a lot of lead work and stuff, this is absolutely up your street. Very melodic, but as I say, not in a sort of sacramentum style or anything like that. It's not kind of, it doesn't come across as too frostbitten or anything. Very, very good regardless. That's Orgrel with the Oath of the Black Wolf. Dear God. And the disc itself came on this ridiculously transparent, clear vinyl. I absolutely love that. That's so cool. I love it when labels kind of live up to to what they kind of name their vinyl as, or the vinyl colours as. I've got another one that is as clear as this, Banished from Time by Black Solace, which was also put out through Iron Bonehead Productions, so I assume whatever press and plant they're using are just fucking killing it every time. Oath of the Black Wolf, Orgrel, out of Italy. Extremely good shit. Right, 2 more, here we go. Before I go and kind of bathe in some like honey and lemon or whatever grandmas give you. What am I even saying? Fuck it. Next. This is Old Nick with No Solace in Sunlight. I can't remember how many EPs we were in by this point. They've got so many releases and they're so prolific in the studio. Excuse me. Based out of California, these guys play a sort of ridiculously zany, outrageously wacky style of dungeon synth mixed with raw black metal. So they sort of lull you into a false sense of security. If you come here looking for just sheer cult black metal, then you might enjoy the first kind of few moments, but then they'll come in with a super kind of cartoonish dungeon synth passage that kind of makes you just want to bob around. It makes you smile. If you don't smile during this, I think you might be dead from the neck up. I don't have a clue how you couldn't enjoy this. But yeah, if you've got any kind of elitism inside you, then this is going to make you want to vomit in your mouth, jump out the window, and set yourself on fire, to be honest. All vampire themed, this one. As you can see, you've got... I don't know if that's Count Orlok or Mr. Barlow. But yeah, that kind of vampire. They're very much of a muchness. Yeah, really good. Really high register, so the riffs are very kind of cranked up high. It's all very kind of treble heavy. The vocals are very like really high and screeched and piercing. And then yes, of course you've got the insane synth passages that just, honestly, they take you by surprise every goddamn time, even if you know what to expect from this band. Wicked stuff. Front cover there, as I say, it's got an Orlok looking guy on the front. With a really nice banner. I really like what they've done with that. I don't know what type of plant it is, but it looks very nice. Back cover there, you've got Old Nick's really, really cool logo there with the bat's wings, and then you've got the track listing there. This one was put out through Phantom Lure, as well as Grindstone Records. And this is yet another fantastic coloured variant. It comes on this really nice kind of translucent yellow with black and white splatter. And then on the other side there's this really nice like etching / screen print I can never tell what the fuck that's meant to be. It looks kind of like a guy holding a knife or something with a leather jacket on and like spiky wrist bracelet. I think that is what it's meant to be. But anyway, really cool. It's very eye-catching. Something to look at. Well, I guess as you're listening to another record, because you wouldn't be able to fucking see it because it's not the playable side. Ignore me. Old Nick, No Solace in Sunlight. Go and check it out. If you like this band already and you haven't heard this, you'll like it. It's very much in the same vein. Songwriting is fantastic on this though, compared with some of their other work. If you're not familiar with this, approach with caution, especially, as I say, if you're like a die-hard, cult, raw, black metal fan. But yeah, if you fancy something a bit different, you're feeling a bit brave, go and check that out. No Old Nick, No Solace in Sunlight. And the final release I'm going to be talking about, excuse me as I take it out of the plastic, I don't know how loud that was for you guys. This is a project I've spoken about before with one specific album, but this is an EP that I really don't talk about enough, or don't think about enough, or don't listen to enough. This is Black Magick SS with the Owls of Winter / Talisman. So this is a 2-track 7-inch split. These guys are based out of Australia, if I didn't say that already. Brain fart. And they play a style of kind of occult rock mixed with black metal. So the black metal is entirely in the vocals, kind of growled vocals. Growled's probably the wrong word. They're more like black metal screams. They're very raspy, but they're kind of mid-register. They're not too like high and piercing, so they're very, very listenable. This is 2 tracks of kind of stripped back stuff for their kind of style. So the zany synths aren't really on here. They instead use the synths to sort of create atmosphere. It's just kind of like a thick fog in the background. It sounds very psychedelic still, but not in a sort of like catchy, goofy way, if that makes any fucking sense. These are 2 sort of emotive tracks. It's very emotional. It seems very kind of primal. There's lots of kind of genuine, raw passion that's gone into this. It comes across as very sad and sort of somber, if you will. It's nothing like their other work, but it fits in their discography absolutely perfectly. I love both of these tracks. Yeah, man, if you like Black Magick SS already, go and check this out. It's not worth missing. If you haven't checked these guys out, I probably wouldn't start with this one, because it's not going to be one that's like going to hook you in like their full-length albums or the Black Abyss is going to. But regardless, yeah, come back to this one if you do end up going through their back catalogue. That's Black Magick SS with the Owls of Winter as well as Talisman. Front cover there, it's just the kind of Black Magick SS symbol, logo. I don't know if it's like a Nazi kind of thing. I feel like I've seen it before. I don't know what these guys' kind of affiliations are or anything. I just like the music. I'm sure I'll talk about this in another video if I do kind of a themed one. But yeah, regardless, very cool, very psychedelic looking, very eye-catching. Back cover there, you've got the just like a psychedelic looking eye being hypnotized, which is exactly as you feel as you're listening to this with the 2 tracks. And this one was put out through Creep Purple Records. I believe they are out of Lithuania. And the disc itself came on this, very nice, very cute little green, kind of olive green colour. Very nice, very minimalist labels. You've got the owl kind of perched on a gravestone. Yeah, so if you want something kind of not too challenging, I would guess, then go and check this out. If you like, as I say, their work already, this one fits in perfectly, so you can't go wrong. If you're not sure, maybe start with something else. But yeah, by all means, go and check that out. Black Magick SS, the Owls of Winter, and Talisman. And that was a few EPs that I haven't really been talking about very much, unless I've kind of gotten them in as I've been kind of doing these videos. But yeah, So hopefully you found something cool in there. I feel like there were a couple of little obscurities that you may have missed over the years, or even stuff that you might want to return to that you've already got perhaps or heard. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to inspire your listening habits. So yeah, let me know if you found something cool there. I'll probably do a few more of these because, I mean, I don't want to neglect the shorter releases, because sometimes you just need that quick injection of kind of invigoration and energy just to continue you through your working week. I should be back tomorrow. If not, something will have just come up. I do enjoy doing these, so it's no chore to come back and talk and nerd out with you guys about some records. But yeah, whenever I come back, thank you as always for watching. I'll think of a few more ideas over the coming days for some more vid ideas. But yeah, until the next time, take care as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.